Zephyrin, thank you for being with us this morning. First of all, what is Ponaflex?
So Ponaflex is the first open and transparent cost per lead marketplace. So what that really means is advertisers can come to Ponaflex and only pay for advertising when someone opts in, raises their hand, and says, send me more information, tell me more.
Now, does opt-in advertising serve a client better, and is there a guaranteed ROI behind that?
Yeah, the real difference between CPL, cost per lead advertising, and CPM, as you were talking about with impressions, or CPC, cost per click, is instead of just getting an abstracted behavior like a click or an impression, you're actually getting someone's information that they're providing to you, their data, and saying, here's my first name, here's my last name, here's my email address, please send me more information. So you have that data in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm. Does CPO make sense for all brands?
In general, yes, we believe so. I mean, if anyone who has a sign-up form out on the internet is driving traffic to that form, and they're either driving it probably on a CPM or CPC basis, but if they're really just trying to get sign-ups or leads, shouldn't they just be paying directly for those leads? And that's what we allow them to do.
Now, I believe you guys just released your second half of '09 CPL report. What sort of trends were you seeing?
Yeah, so the CPL report had some really interesting kind of new insights into the market. What we found is that social media in particular has become a very big user of cost per lead. So a lot of the leads that were generated during that time period were engaged either through social community sites, newsletters, widgets, a variety of different mechanisms. So our belief is that CPL is really the native pricing model for social media, because it's all about the user, and it's all about the user's data. It's not about a user clicking or a user looking at something, it's about their actual data, and as long as that's provided on an opt-in basis, that's a very powerful tool.
Now, I noticed you didn't mention email in sort of that list. Is email, I mean, it's been replaced by chat and IM. Is that now becoming obsolete when it comes to marketing?
That's an interesting question. It's one that we think about a lot, but our belief is that email is actually even more relevant than before. And I think that's actually borne out with Google Buzz, which is really a social mechanism that's attached and keyed around an email account. And what we found is that for most of our customers, they actually use email as the key field to begin a campaign, and then through that email address engage a user with social methods. So there was a Harris survey that we did last year, and we found that about 94% of people would provide an email address to a brand, but only about 17% would provide social networking data. And it's really all about, which is more intimate. And for brands, most people are comfortable with email first.
So I'm glad you mentioned Google Buzz. Lead generation came under some scrutiny as well a while back. How did that change the landscape or perception of your business?
So it certainly had a large effect on the whole landscape. For our business, that predated when we started out, when we started the company. But it certainly helped reinforce our belief in the importance of transparency. So whenever anyone runs a campaign through our ad leads platform, they know exactly where they're running. So that transparency gives advertisers a lot of comfort, and that they can know where their offers are running, know that their brand's safe, et cetera, et cetera. And I think with Google Buzz, and even if you look at Facebook and Beacon, it's all about, are you opt-in or aren't you?
Right.
So our system is 100% opt-in, and when anyone crosses that line, as I think Google and Facebook both kind of misstepped, there's a very strong backlash.
You opt out.
Yeah, exactly, you opt out. So you have to begin at 100% opt-in, and then let the user or the customer take it from there.
Now, there have been some reports out that social media, social networking, the marketing campaigns have come up short. Is that changing? How is that evolving?
I think the whole landscape is so young and so half-formed that it's really hard to draw definitive conclusions about it. But our belief is that you still have to use the same kind of metrics that you use for any other medium or any other campaign. So, if you're in the direct response space, what's your return on investment? Or on a brand basis, what's your engagement, and what kind of traffic are you seeing? So when we do social campaigns for CPL, we're still backing it into those numbers. And I believe that marketers have to remember that the basics still apply.
Right. Now, when you say what campaigns, what are certain campaigns that work better than others?
So there's the variety of ways that people use cost per lead to engage with different customers. One interesting example was for Huggies, for instance. Obviously, it's a diaper brand, and they're targeting new moms. And one of the things they were able to do is generate leads, send those leads an email saying, click here to download this Facebook widget. It was essentially a pregnancy countdown widget that, as you move through the different timelines of
trimesters and months.
Exactly, you could push different offers and tell your friends. So it was a really effective way for that brand to engage with their users, but also doing it on a cost accountable, cost per lead basis. So you get the best of both worlds, brand and direct response.